Okay, we got a donation deck list for our first deck for today. A legacy deck. Playing Pteramander and Light Up the Stage in the old Blue-Red Delta deck that I just love. So some sweet things going on here. Light Up the Stage works really well with Young Pyromancer. Just like lets you keep filtering through your deck, triggering the Pyromancer. Pteramander means... So the big problem Blue-Red Delta always had when I was playing it is you'd have like your good threat, which is Delta, and then like your like secondary threat would always be like a bit worse. It would be like Young Pyromancer or Swift Spear or Bomat Courier or whatever, and then there were just like no other good threats. It's why you like had to go into a third color so often. But now, because of Pteramander, you have like a bunch of one-drop threats that play really well with your game plan. So that's pretty exciting to me. This list ended up, I believe, like top 16, top 16ing at the SCG team tournament. Been wanting to play it ever since, and Lassie's donation definitely swayed me. Aww.
This looks like a fun time. I mean for you, not for ops.
Thank you so much for the resub, Fax. It means a ton to me. And yeah, I'm hoping that we are going to have considerably more fun than our opponents. Stages will be lit. Oh my god, this deck looks like a treat. I also love the Blood Moons in the board. I think Blood Moon is just in a really good position at the moment. Hey there, Leafwork. 0-month hype. It shows up as 6 months for me. I don't know why I see something different to y'all. It shows up as 6 months. It's very curious. MTG bot says 0. Oh, right, it does. Huh. That is a little awkward. Don't know if the command needs to be updated or something. I might look into that. Alright. MTG bot is confused. Indeed. Is MTG bot doing that on everyone's stream or? Aww.
Hey, your hair looks awesome today.
Thank you, Matty. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the resub too. 17 whole months. It means a ton to me. Continued support. Is that a new shield you got? Yeah, the shield upgrades once you hit 6 months. It gets all shiny and silver. Doesn't have a 1-drop threat, but it seems fine. Got a Ponder, got some disruption. Opponent's on the mole. Oh wow, they're mulling to 5. I am very into this. Jeez. We didn't register Delva to mold the sand. Yeah, you just have to believe. Ponder does everything. Is that a new cut I've got? It shouldn't be. I last cut it like 4 days ago. I'm planning on cutting it again tomorrow morning though. LED dredge incoming. Doesn't seem that way. Not quite. Not quite LED dredge. Stormy weather. Alright. Basically looking for lands here. Wait, what if they're playing Yuriko? That would be amazing. I'd be very excited about that. Right, we definitely want this land. We also want... I think we are like okay with drawing a 1-drop. I don't know which is better. I guess it's not quite time for Terry to shine, whereas the Ponder sets up the Delver next turn if we wanted to. Alright. So go Terry, Delver, Tarn. This might actually be slightly incorrect. I could wait for them. Like, if they sees me, I want them to not see the land, so that they don't know that we're drawing one. But they can kind of figure out that we're drawing one based on the fact we left cards on top. It is cute. That's Pteramander's new name. Alright. I get a nice clean Brainstorm, but that is fine. I'd love to get some more disruption. I think I just want to get the Young PZ in play. And then next turn we can use the Ponder to dig for disruption and start generating pressure. The other option is we just go Delver Ponder, find some more disruption, and then the Delver will flip. But I think against a Mold to 5, we should be able to survive one more turn. I definitely just want to get a Volcanic. If for some reason they have Wasteland in their deck, I don't want to get like wasted off one of my colors. Chain Lightning face pass to establish dominance. Well, ooh, they exiled a Jace. They might be on like Grixis control. This is fine with me. Get a 2-for-1 against the mole. And we have a True-Name setup that we can land soon as well. Well, if they have Strands, they're Esper. I guess they could also just be blue-black, right? Is the other option. So, Ponder for land drops, play Delverino. Ooh, hoo hoo. I am not sure whether we want these or not. Right, yeah, I think I just want lands. So that I can resolve my true name. Or like a Force of Will. Does guarantee our Delver flips though. It definitely does that. Delver does flip off light up the stage, this is true. I like Chain Lightning their face next turn, then get to light up the stage to dig for land drops. Places everyone. Autumn, the Scourge Diva. I think I'm gonna keep these. I'm not sure if this is correct, but there is a lot of meme value in keeping these. Also, it might actually just be correct. Because we get to flip our Delver. Oh yeah, we even attack with the Delver for the damage. Jesus. This is great. This is great. We hope to attack with the Delver. They probably have removal. But boo! Get off the stage. Alright. Lightning your face. Oh my god. This is great. This is the best. That was a good light up the stage. Hear that, Minifer. Dear God. So next time we get to go Pyromancer Brainstorm. Start accruing some tokens. This is awesome. I am so happy to take game actions, especially when those game actions involve, like, basically ancestral recalling. Alright. Feels weird casting a Brainstorm this aggressively, but you know. Ooh. Hey there, Dokamoy. Good to see you. Alright, so I put back Vapor Snag. Oh, yes, I can't fetch a Volk anymore. So I don't get to cast a 1-drop. But I can fire off a bolt on their end step to get a token. I'm going to put back Vapor Snag, and I'm going to put back a Delver? Second Daze seems smart. I think I want the second Daze. I can fight over like a Deluge or something. I think the second Daze is going to be good at some point. They're going to play around a single Daze with some big spell, and then the second Daze is going to get them. I'm probably not cracking the Fetch land, because I'm like kind of okay with drawing the Delver. But we'll see what they do. This is so gas. Opponent is certainly spinning their wheels. God. We get to just like play a Terry and adapt right away. Alright, I think I'm just meant to bolt face. Put them to 10. And then attack for 4. It's like really strong. I lose my Delver from the top, but I think that is fine. Brainstorm. So any bolt effect would kill my opponent. I kind of want to dig for a force, but potentially too. Let's just attack. I think I'm going to aggressively Brainstorm. So I don't really want to play anything more to the board. And depending on what we find, we can just kill them. I don't normally aggressively Brainstorm like this, but I think it's fine. I don't think like getting Brainstorm locked here is even that bad. Is this the new arena format? It is indeed. Aww.
Legacy High Pog Champ.
Thank you, Kendra. I really appreciate the continued support. It means a ton to me. Yeah, I'm really excited to get to play some Legacy. It's been too long. How insane would it be to hit a light up the stage off this Brainstorm? Ooh, are these some good ones to hit off the Brainstorm? Alright. I guess I shouldn't play out the Wasteland. Now they know to play around the Wasteland in the Wastelands in the future games. That was kind of bad. I can waste their fetch, then bolt them twice whilst they fetch. Yeah, I also have the Dazes to fight over anything they cast though, as well. Oh, sweet. That sounds great, Kendra. Legacy is a blast. I've not played nearly enough recently, preparing for my other tournaments. Not all Delver decks play Wasteland. There are old blue-red Delver lists wouldn't play Wasteland, because they'd be really prowess focused with like Swift Spears and stuff. So like they kind of just wanted like lots of colored mana. And they also like would play Price of Progress, which kind of nombos with Wasteland. So like only like half the blue-red lists have like traditionally played Wasteland. So, ooh, that's exciting, Kendra. That sounds great. I think I saw a picture of that Really excited for you. Alright, so we definitely want to trim on forces against the control deck. I think Blood Moon is bad against them. They were aggressively fetching basics. Pyroblast seems reasonable. Snappy seems reasonable. Fluster could potentially be reasonable. What is bad? Vapor Snag is very bad. So this lets us bring in this stuff. What are we cutting for the Pyroblast? Could honestly cut like a burn spell. It feels like you kind of want the burn spells even against these sorts of decks to enable light up the stage though, potentially. Could be the case. Pyroblast doesn't really combo with light up the stage, that is true. Maybe we just don't bring in all 3 copies. I could respect that. We just like don't want too much counter magic in our deck in a grindy matchup, because we want light up the stage to be at its very best. Alright, I buy into that. I'm not going to board in any more counter magic. So this is really land heavy. But I think it's a keep. Delver, Island, Wasteland is pretty strong. And we have the Brainstorm to maybe get rid of this mountain, if we're lucky. I've always traditionally kept these hands with Delver decks, if you have Brainstorm and Fetch. And like a strong opening. See ya, Lesha. Have a good day. Thank you for hanging out for a bit. Alright, get the Delverino down. That's true, Love Jane, that's true. You can potentially like make like time walk them with revealing a Pyroblast. That's a very reasonable point. God, that's such a bad card. Alright. You got a lot of work to do, Delver. You got a lot of work to do. That's interesting, Prometheus. That's interesting. Like, fit in some discard since you can use it proactively. I don't know. I really like the burn plan with light up the stage. I'm terrified that if I Brainstorm, it's just gonna get flustered. So this Brainstorm is really important. I think I'm gonna do it on their upkeep for that reason. It's like really important to resolve this, and if they're gonna commit mana to fighting over it, I'd rather they do that on their upkeep, because it makes their options a bit more awkward here. Sick. I just think resolving this is so important that I'm willing to like potentially use my mana a bit less efficiently in order to resolve it. I don't know whether to get rid of this fetch or this Wasteland. I'd also put back a spell on top to flip my Delver. Then I still have to keep 4 lands. I think I'd rather just try and blind flip the Delver and be up another card. I feel like they're not gonna play into this Wasteland too much if they can help it. And the fetch is very good with the Ponder. Sure. You see Daze and Delver, is this Pauper? Clearly it's Pauper. What else would it be? Kinda just want to, like, play this True-Name and use my mana. Force them to have an Edict, and if they do, it takes up their whole turn because they don't want to play it into Daze. And so we get to untap again. It sucks having both our islands in play then. Makes, like, light up the stage way more awkward. I guess we're doing it. Oh yeah, Pauper seems like a lot of fun. Although, I know some people are concerned about the blue-black Delta deck being, like, overly dominant, which I can kind of see. Based on what I've seen, the deck has looked, like, pretty obscene. Alright, there's, like, some tension here. Playing Delver plays into Toxic Deluge, but it also plays around Edict. Aww. An anonymous gifter gave a sub to Matnas. Thank you so much, Anonymous. Whoever you are out there. Alright, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play the Tarn, so I can make use of this trigger. This plays into Deluge pretty badly. It plays around Edict, and I think Edict is a card I can actually, like, realistically beat. Whereas Deluge is just gonna be really problematic regardless, based on how this game is going. Yeah. Beats. Maybe I should bring in the Flusters. I didn't want to bring in too much of that sort of stuff because it's so bad with light up the stage, but I know Spell Pierce was always a big part of how you always beat the check pile decks with these kinds of decks. Yep. Yeah, the sequencing was something, for sure. Not playing around Spell Pierce and such. I guess I'm holding this land. Brainstorms and such. The format right now is a lot less like two decks playing table tennis. It's a lot like two decks playing table tennis, and the rest of the format is players largely playing. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, Kendra. Oh, yeah, I guess they didn't need to exile. They only needed 6 cards in the yard for the Delver. For the Angler, I mean. Hey, Terry. How you doing, friend? Mighty 5-5. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. So if I bolt this, this is 3 mana to adapt, so we can do it next turn. The chances that we untap with this in play seem astronomically low. But I guess that is the plan. Bolt the Strix. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in some freaking plus. I wish there was Spell Piercers on the board. I just love Spell Pierce too much in all these sorts of matchups. It's way too important. Alright, if they don't have a Fatal Push, they'll still be in a fine position here. Although the fact that they plussed kind of indicates that they probably do have a Fatal Push. Because they're not fearing the Terry. Good draw. Alright, Tack, Jace. Mind Sculptor. Alright then. That's that is certainly a thing that just happened. Deluge for 5. Oh. Suddenly we're like kind of in the game. Just like a little bit. Dear God, how are we in this game? Alright. So I have to play Pyromancer and hold up Force? Or I can play Terry. So if I play Pyromancer, hold open Force, I attack for 2, I bolt them. We can play both. Then we don't have Force up though, Bobbin. The question is, do we want to try and do that? Jam the Mander, tuck the bolt, put them basically dead. And then like the Wasteland forces them to like want to use up a fetch land at some point soon. I think I prefer having Force open. Hey there, Beef Sandwich. Things are going great today. Things are going quite well. Alright, I think I'm going to do this. Just play out the Pyro. Maybe this is playing too conservatively, but I kind of like it. I think we're in a good position regardless of which line we take, but... This plan seems perfectly reasonable to me. Snapcaster Mage. So if I force this, I have a 2-turn clock. This is only going to flash back a Deluge anyway. What happens if they flash back Deluge? They would pay 1 for the Strand, 1 for the Deluge, go to 7. And then, yeah, I just have to force this, I believe. I guess if we let them do that, then Pteramander plus Bolt kills them. So this is actually an interesting decision. I guess the Force is doing literally nothing all game long if we don't use it now. You think I let them have this? Because they lie to Terry plus Bolt? Yeah. The thing is, the Force is never doing anything else. It's not that bad, but I mean, like, I think the lines are, like, functionally the same. So I can't think of any reason not to go for this one. I think I'm going to do this. There's also some, like, weird world in which they flash back, like... Yeah, they die in 2 turns either way. And there's, like, some weird world in which they flash back Brainstorm rather than going for Deluge. And then, like, draw into, like, multiple spells we can't deal with. And so it's also not certain they even go for the Deluge, in which case things get murkier. I think I like this. I'm going to hold on to the Bolt, so I might need to kill a Baleful Strix. This exposes it to counter magic, but I don't expect much counter magic in their deck at the moment anyway. This is intense. Yeah, there's the Baleful Strix. So I untap Wasteland the Sea. Oh no, if I bolt now I have another token to attack with. So I just, if I bolt this, 4 power. Alternatively I bolt their face, they go to 3. And then they block the Pyromancer and go to 1. And then Wasteland cuts them off 4 mana. And makes, like, the strands dead. And we have 2 tokens. Whereas if I bolt the Strix, I'm only putting them to 4. And the I'm only putting them to 2, and the strands are still alive, or one of them is. I'm kind of tempted to bolt their face. I lose some board position, but I cut them off both their strands, provided they haven't drawn, like, Fatal Push. Yeah, they block the Pyromancer, so they go to 1. And now they just lose 3 lands here. They can't cast Deluge against our tokens either. They don't have a Fatal Push in the yard, so push, snap, push isn't an out. They could Marsh Casualties. Sure. That is acceptable. That was a sweet game. This turn they would have cast an Angler, and we'd have only got in for 1 damage, so he did, like, exactly lethal over the course of that game before running out of gas. That was sweet. That was very nice. This deck is great. Kind of sad we didn't draw a light up the stage that game. Oh, thanks, Alfred. Appreciate it. You respect the opponent going out on their own terms, same. It's the only way to go out. Oh my gosh. This is great. I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy playing some Legacy. It's been too long. So the plan for today, for all those who tuned in, we're playing Legacy for the next few hours. Playing this league with this Light Up the Stage deck that was donated for, and then there was a donation deck list for a Euroco deck for us to play Euroco in Legacy. So, gonna put something together for that. Good games, Rollins. Yeah, the bolt was really important there. Get through the final few points of damage. I know we kept a similar hand to this last time, but that hand had Brainstorm, and this hand does not, so... Dear God. I guess this is a mulligan. I don't think this hand is particularly well poised to win a game. against anyone. Yeah, not having Brainstorm is a huge difference. It really is. Alright, let's find a Volcanic, and then this hand is kind of fine. Eep. Scrybug. The Scrybug gets us again. This hand has a plan. Concede, indeed. Correct. I don't know, Prometheus. I think I would have kept the 6 if the Force had been like a 1-drop. I think that sounds pretty reasonable to me. If it had been like a Delta. Oh, thanks, Bubble Wizard. Glad you enjoyed it. Sadly, this game is probably not quite so enjoyable. Alas. It's possible I'm not even meant to do this. This is just letting them know what I'm playing, but I have too much hope. I'm probably meant to scoop at this point. Yeah, I think you're correct, Okamoy. I think you're correct. The hope that their final 2 cards are both lands and we draw perfect is probably unrealistic. Perfect land, perfect land. It's a little self-indulgent, Dokamoy, but... Natural order. Maybe they misclick and don't get Crater Huff. Alright, well played, opponent. Good game. Tight play from both sides. Alright. Wow, we have Electrickery. What the hell? I've not seen this card in Legacy in ages. This is gas. Kind of want Snapcaster just like flashback with Bolt or something. Also, like, vaguely interested in Flusters against Glimpse and Natural Order. Oh my god, Bobbin. That's the best quote. Alright, I assume we're meant to cut some light up the stages, since this is not really an attrition matchup. I assume these true names are kind of the worst. They, like, manage to swing through our opponent's board, which is nice, but they're also just expensive and slow. I think Vapor Snag does not seem terribly exciting. It interacts with their creatures, I guess. But they recast their creatures so efficiently, and sometimes they want their creatures in their hand. For a Glimpse. Oh, we could also bring in Abrade. I don't know if that's overkill. Abrade is a lot of mana to kill a creature. So I'm not that excited about it. I think Abrade is just too much mana for what it does here. All their creatures that matter are like 1 mana, and they have more mana than us. So like they're functionally spending like, you know, half a mana on their creature, whilst we're spending 2 mana to kill it. This has Brainstorm. I am really hesitant to mulligan any hand with Brainstorm fetch land. Basic. Well, Brainstorm fetch land, you know, blue mana source. I think I'm meant to keep this. I just don't mulligan these hands ever. Unless I'm against like a deck that can kill me on turn 1 and I don't have interaction. I'm probably not meant to play the island there. I'm probably meant to play the fetch instead, in case I draw a Volk. Then I can get rid of the islands and keep better lands. Since I'm playing the fetch next turn anyway, most likely. Alright, Brainstorm. Treat me well. Okay. This is going to be a rough game. We're just going to bolt this. Cut off their mana. Hope to draw a threat. Now Daze is alive. Now that the Llanowar Elves is down. Yes, I would like to counter that. Thank you for asking so politely. Would in fact like you to not have Sylvan Library in play against me. Indeed, Alex. It's my favorite time of year. Cut it on, especially on the draw. I think you need it in this matchup. I think it's better than the stuff we're boarding out. I don't know. I know it's not great, but I think it's fine. You just need early interaction. It looks a lot better when you have a 1-drop, admittedly. Obviously the Daze does not look good when we're not pressuring our opponent. Metal Sentinel. That's kind of nice, because that's one that we can actually mostly ignore. That one does not do a huge amount. Grump, grump, grump. Salt, salt, salt. Yeah, I'm gonna with this Fluster. We wisely boarded in. So that we don't lose the game. Honestly, if we draw a Pteramander, it actually adapts really heckin' quickly. And then is a 4-turn clock. Pteramander looks insane. I don't really care about that very much, but I also kind of want to cash in my Daze. I think we can just Daze that just to cash this in. You would not be surprised if Terry sees play another decks. Yeah, I suspect it's not being given enough attention. Just based on how it's like looked at all times so far.
Have you tried the Timur Phoenix list with Traverse?
I have not, Nomis. I really, really want to though. That deck looks great. It looks like if I had to play a modern tournament tomorrow, I'd probably just register that deck blind. It looks sweet. But thank you for the continued support, Nomis. It means a ton to me. Hey there, Amy. Yeah, that one is kind of whatever at the moment. Come on, if we draw a Pyromancer or... Okay, that plays. That plays. I'm actually gonna play out the island, I think. Don't know if playing out the island is correct, but Means I don't have to crack the Tarn if I want to bolt something, and I can save the Tarn for the Delver Scry. How am I and how the game's been so far? I am doing very well, thank you. And the games have been pretty sweet. We won our first match in a couple really tight games against a blue-black control deck. We are currently struggling against elves though, which is kind of normal for a Delver deck. Hey there, Or, great to see you. Alright, we want the Fluster, and then I kind of want to shuffle the Fluster away. We want to reveal the Fluster. I think I want to shuffle it away, because if I find another threat, I can actually kill them fast enough. Like, the Fluster's decent, because it fights Glimpse, which is a card I'm somewhat scared of. But if I find a Pteramander, I can actually kill them super quickly. And I still have a Force in case everything goes wrong. I think I'm just meant to shuffle this away. So I'm also just like have to race their board as well, preferably without using up this Lightning Bolt. Sucks. Could hold this for a Brainstorm. If we play it out and draw another land, we can just start hard casting forces though. Don't know if we're really gonna win the game that way, but I think the upside of being able to hard cast force makes me kind of want to play it out. I always feel like whenever I try and be smart and hold my 4th land in this situation, I end up drawing the 5th land and feeling really embarrassed. So oh god. So much for not keeping the Fluster, huh? That's pretty strong. I guess I'm forcing that. J-Post with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for the support and becoming a Knight of Autumn. Everyone get some love in chat for our new subscriber. It means a ton to me, J-Post. Thank you. I think I just have to force this. It makes not keeping the Fluster look really awkward. This was kind of the nightmare scenario after we ditched the Fluster, but oh my god. The amount of love in chat now is so exciting. Alright, I think I have to bolt this. It takes a turn off our clock with this Delver, but it kills the Gaia's Cradle for a little bit. So it buys us some time. Get to keep pushing damage. Alright. That's a good one. That's like a Time Walk at the moment. Or a Terminate, depending on what we need. It is Dokomoy. Sorry, Lassie. For some reason, your names are showing up in the same color. It doesn't actually show up very well on my screen. Because I have it in night mode at the moment. Should I kill this Visionary? If they go land natural order, we get punished. But otherwise, I kind of want to save the Electrickery for a 1-drop. At the moment, we have a 3-turn clock. But any bolt would make it 2 turns. Your timeout, Dokomoy, so you can tell us apart. Thank you, Lassie. It's really helpful. I'm really unsure whether I'm meant to kill this Visionary. I think I'm gonna let it live because I feel like they must have more creatures in hand that we have to slog through. But if they go specifically land natural order, it's really, really problematic. I think I'm gonna let it live. Because getting like clearing 2 bodies away with this Electrickery is feels like a way to dramatically improve our chances of winning. Doesn't actually do anything. Resolves. Yeah, it's kind of okay. I'm kind of alright with it. Oh my god, oh my god. We have a chance. Boy, oh boy. Hello there, my Salamander Drake. My dearest friend in all the world. We are now killing the Elvish Visionary. For the record, this Elvish Visionary now has to die. Because, next turn Terry gets to do work on their life total. And I just want to survive a turn. Boop. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a 2 mana 5/5. Two mana 5/5 let it go. This is great. Love you, Terry. Basically Tombstalker. Basically Tombstalker has been called. We do kind of need a Terry emote. I love this little guy. I'm gonna play a lot of this guy. So adorbs. Also, an Axolotl remote in general sounds like the most gas thing in the world. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how we boarded this. I think the Dazes were actually looked kind of decent there. Considering how garbage our opener was, I am impressed we got there in that one. We have to remember about Choke. Choke makes me kind of want to proactively search up a mountain if I can. No Abrade. I think Abrade's probably too expensive. 2 mana removal spell. Sounds like a mana too much in this matchup. I'm going to play the basic. I want to save fetches if I can, because this one has to grab mountain. And this one both scries with the Delver and is good if we draw a Brainstorm. So... no, I do not want to reveal Scalding Tarn. Thank you for asking, though. Thank you for asking. Go, my 1/1s. Be free. They did keep a 0 lander on 6. It's fine, Lasso. Like, I'm aware that Daze doesn't look amazing against their deck, but I think in the open developing turns, it can be pretty important. Like, in these developing turns, Daze is a hard counter before they get their mana online. And I think once they have their mana online, you're just in a bad position regardless. Yeah, I'm tempted to Daze now. Save my lightning bolts. I think I'm pretty happy to cash this in whilst it's looking good. We want an upkeep stop for our Delver. Because if we see a land, we want to shuffle it away. Wasteland, I would not like to reveal that. Also, god damn it, Delver, why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta be like this, hey? Alright, hit them for 2. I'm not going to start flinging bolts at their face yet. I played too much mono blue in standard. I'm obsessed with the 1 mana 1/1 life. It's true. What if we had a Delver that we could just pay some mana to flip? That sounds really strong, Prometheus. Curious Obsession would be unbeatable here. I'm just saying, it would be actual unbeatable. The game would just be over. Like, I don't know what else to say. Sick. 2-0. Oh, I love this deck already. It makes me happy. I just love Pteramander. Can we just register Curious Obsession and Legacy? Just saying, Invisible Stalker. Invisible Stalker is Legacy legal. I'm just saying. Turn 1 Invisible Stalker. Turn 2 Curious Obsession. Let's do this. You need to build this deck in paper. It's sweet, J-Post. I might have to build this myself. We are only 2 matches in. We don't know that it's actually good yet, but it feels nice so far. I haven't drawn Light Up the Stage enough to know how I like it. We've only cast it in 1 game so far, and it looked pretty absurd in that game. But Pteramander has looked incredible so far. The fact that normally when you're top decking in the late game and you draw a Delver, it's like a 1/1. Whereas you draw your Pteramander in the late game and like suddenly you just have a 5/5 that kills them in 2 hits. It's really, really strong. Seems that way. I just have to send a message a sec. Well, I can get this going too. Oh, thanks, Stryfo. Appreciate it. Good luck to you too. I'm just going to keep this. Normal rule on Brainstorm hands. Hand looks bad, but it has fetch land plus Brainstorm. Like, I think you give up too much equity mulling these hands, even if sometimes they go poorly. Alright, this is the nightmare scenario. I guess I could also just Brainstorm and hold my force. Huh. Maybe that's better. I could even like... Yeah, I think I just want to Brainstorm and hold on to the forces. I think that's better. Like, they get to take a 1-drop, but now we get to have a really functional hand by shuffling away one of the lands. I think this looks good. This is a better plan. Oh my god, Phil. Alright, so they can take a Brainstorm, which would be fine, or they can take a 1-drop, but we have a redundant copy, so either or is okay with me. Okay, we know there's a land on top. So I guess I'm just going to play the Delver and play my fetch land and probably fetch away the land that's on top and save this Brainstorm for later if I can. I don't really want to just like snap it off, especially when we know there's a land on top at the moment. Alright, well, Fort Seas means I'm firing off the Brainstorm, I believe. So I can hide my good cards on top and ensure the Delver flip. So I can leave 2 threats on top, let them take a force, untap, play the Pyromancer, but the Pyromancer doesn't have any fuel. Oh, I need to leave a force on top, right? So I can flip Delver. Alright, I'm gonna put Pteramander force. I think. Yeah, you like putting back force Pteramander. I think that's where I'm at. It lets them take the Pyromancer, but we don't have any spells for the Pyromancer at the moment. And leaving the Pteramander there means we also have outs to be able to actually still cast force if they take the force for some reason. Yeah, I think I'm on the same line as you. Oh wow, this Wasteland's gonna be great. It's gonna be very good. Time to do some Delverin. Delver's gonna delve. 1, 2. So even if we fought, oh wow, be aggressive. I don't know that I want to force here. It doesn't even change. So it's a 5-turn clock with the Aberration. With the Pteramander, it's a 4-turn clock, but without force. And we're nowhere close to flipping the Pteramander. Yeah, I think I just let this go. There was a Dack Fade in Exiled. Our opponent told us in chat that they're on Thieves. They let us know that because they were watching the stream, wanted us to be on an even playing field to make up for it. Yep, don't brainstorm with them having 4 mana open. Indeed, agree with that. I'm gonna play out 1 land. Because if I draw a Pteramander, I want to be able to adapt it. It's like a little bit awkward that... Okay, it's a little bit awkward that we can't build towards 5 mana force here if we draw a land, but... Well, we sure did some Delvering that game. We certainly did some Delvering. Alright, so... Can probably trim a couple forces and a Vapor Snag like we did earlier. But I think a small number of forces is interesting. 1 land, no cantrip hands from control. I mean, I think like they had 2 discard spells and a force. It's probably fine depending on what their opener looked like. I could see a world in which we're meant to board in Blood Moon, but I don't know exactly what their list looks like. I think I'm going to wait to see more of their list before boarding in Blood Moon. I don't want to board in too many things that anti-synergy would light up the stage, like... If these were Spell Pierces, I think I'd bring them in anyway, because they could fight over Dack Faden. But as Flusterstorms, I think I'm a bit less excited about them. I'm unsure, though. A little bit unsure. You generally think Blood Moon is not great versus Grixis mana base? Yeah. It depends on whether they play around it, but they're kind of inclined to because of Wasteland. I think this is a fine setup. Worked out in the previous control matchup. I believe this is a keep. A little bit awkward. Seems decent though. If it pans out. Tempted just to fire off this Wasteland turn 1. Like, this is how they chose to not shuffle, so they probably have lands. That means but our hand is quite slow. And Wastelanding buys us some more time to hit into like a 1-drop or a blue card to pair with this force. Or something like that. So I think I'm actually fine with Wastelanding here. Just like gives us a redraw towards like a blue card for this force. Or something to shore up our early game. Yeah, I agree, Sharp. This hand just doesn't have other great options. Let's draw another red source, huh? That'd be great. And we start divinating every turn. Yeah. Yep. That's a magic card. It's a Baleful Strix. Blue card. God damn it. Right. This game could definitely go poorly. Not having a blue card for force is awkward, as is not having double red. Do I wait a turn here? Maybe I meant to. I guess we're not achieving much by running out the Pyromancer blind. You might have a point, Shops. Sorry, I'm just dealing with something important a second, which is require a tiny bit of multitasking. Yeah, so you get to take a light up the stage, I guess. Alright. Sorry, just had to send an important message there. What could be more important than us? Making sure I have cards for Sunday is in fact the answer. I guess we're gonna have to kill this Strix at some point for our flyers to be relevant. Also makes Inquisition and any future Inquisitions a lot worse against us, and gets a spell in the yard for Terry. Yeah, this is unbeatable. Grove of the Burnwillows, huh? Alright, we got a long game ahead of us, chat. I don't think I meant to Wasteland yet. I think I meant to light up the stage. Because then I can start casting stuff next turn. Yeah, I agree, Shops. Like that plan. Yeah, good old Daze light up the stage synergy. Oh boy. We can cast Daze. I don't think we want to cast Daze. So if I draw a land, I kind of want access to 4 mana, it feels like. I'm not sure denying them a single mana actually accomplishes very much. Yeah, if we could pitch the Daze to force, that would be incredible there. For sure, that would be really impressive. God, I am kind of off these lights. Like, the Pteramanders have looked incredible every time we've drawn them. Light at the stage feels very swingy. Like, its floor is not great. So I can Chain Lightning the Liliana before this Chain Lightning disappears. To start pecking away at her. Play a Wasteland, fire off a Wasteland, then I can cast a Light Up the Stage next turn, I guess. Light Up the Stage is down. Hey. Alright, Boulder's a very good draw. Deal with that Liliana. I hope that they don't have force. I should have Wastelanded and gone to second main here. This was really loose. This is so weak to force. God damn. We'd actually be in a good position if I did that. I realized the moment I did it. I'm just like, haven't played Legacy a while, so I'm a bit out of practice. Okay, well. Liliana is a problem. Has anyone told your opponent Deathrite Shaman's banned? People are still trying to make those decks work, which I kind of respect. Keep the format broad. We have divinations in our deck to catch back up, indeed. I think if I played better with that Wasteland, I think we'd actually be in an okay spot here. Okay. Uh-huh. Like, I kind of wanted to hold on to the Wasteland because I wanted to save it for a future group of the Burn Willows. Was the reason that I didn't crack it immediately. Yes, this Pyromancer does literally nothing, so I'm just going to keep spinning my wheels here. Okay. Turn late to Bolt Lily. I'm just going to assume we're not going to have the Daze so that I can F6. Believe we're going to be going to a game 3. I wonder if the answer is you just don't want the full 4 light up the stages, but you can play like a couple. The other option is, I feel like light up the stage works incredibly well with Monastery Swift Spear. I guess the prowess triggers don't line up very well there, but the flip side is that Monastery Swift Spear is very good at like getting in that attack and leaving you with a body in play to enable the light up the stage, which is like what you're using. It's like really what you're using like Chain Lightning for a lot of the time. Like you Chain Lightning their face to enable the stage, but doing it with a Swift Spear just leaves you with a body in play, which is really high upside. I really miss Deathrite Shaman 2 Left Chain. I was a big fan of those Deathrite Shaman decks. I also think they just made for like really good magic. Like the Deathrite Shaman mirrors were just like very, very enjoyable. Alright. Copy my damn Chain Lightning. Wow, they didn't copy the Chain Lightning. Sick. Oh, yes, because they can return Punishing Fire. That makes sense. That makes sense. Huh. Pulse of Marassa returning Grove of the Burn Willows is so disgusting. I believe this is over. This is wild. Opponent's deck list is nice. Alright. I don't think I want to cut up light up stages. I am tempted to bring in Surgicals though. They have Snapcaster, Pulse, and Punishing Fire. So I think Surgical is kind of nice. As someone who really likes Hollow One in Modern, is there a deck like that for Legacy? There's a Grixis Phoenix deck, which kind of has like the same explosive thing going to it. But I don't think there's any like direct analogs to Hollow One necessarily. There is a Grixis Phoenix deck I've been meaning to try out for a while though, which has some overlap. On the play, Daze is going to be way better. I think I'm going to cut a Chain Lightning. I think maybe I can cut a Pyroblast. Honestly, like, they're playing Liliana instead of Jace. It hits cantrips, but it's also, like, not a great card with Light Up the Stage. Yeah, Force is a bit awkward for sure. And the card disadvantage kind of hurts in this matchup. I buy into that. Also, I think I'm just going to cut a Pyroblast. I'm tempted to bring in these Blood Moons. The mana base actually seems kind of greedy. Shuts off Grove too, which is a really problematic card. If I'm bringing in Blood Moons, I think I cut the Force or a Pyroblast. Just like minimize our bad hits with Stage and like a grindy matchup. Yeah, I was the same with Grixis Delver Love Chain. I'm not sure if it's different in this deck because you don't have access to Cabal Therapy. And like this list isn't playing Spell Piercers, which makes me feel like I need counter magic from somewhere else. But I agree that Force is typically quite bad in these kinds of matchups. Right, this hand is awkward, but I believe it is a keep. It's got Delver, Wasteland, Basic, some like light interaction. Obviously the Surgical looks very bad in this hand, but I think I meant to keep this. Yeah, discard spells aren't terribly scary with this hand, for sure. I'm leading with the Volk here, because if they play a non-basic, I want to Wasteland it and then have Pyroblast up. Oh, wow. Wow. That's so cool. Oh my god. Alright. This is kind of nice. Don't you dare kill my stupid Delver. Don't you dare. Thank you. Woo! Value. So much for holding open Pyroblast. No! I wanted to play this before Wastelanding because I could hit like lands off this. Alright. Alright. Go. Still seems decent for me. I still have a Delver clocking in. I've slowed down their mana development a tiny bit. I have this Pyroblast up to fight over their first cantrip. Maybe stop them finding more lands from that point. Bolt is a Time Walk. Alright, they're going to cast Strix. What? Target player reveals 2 cards at random from their hand, then discards each non-land card revealed this way. That is kind of a hint to Tarak. I think I'm just meant to bolt them. And let the fool land where it may from that point. God damn. So brutal. Alright. That was rude. It was quite rude of my opponent. I think I'm meant to play out my Delver. It runs into Toxic Deluge really badly, but we don't want to just lose to a single removal spell. It is mean, Prometheus, agree. Incoming Strix. Interesting. If we draw a Bolt, they probably die. Ponder, also good. Whew, 3-0. 3-0. This deck is nice. I'm still unsure on Light Up the Stage. It's been like very swingy. But this deck is pretty great so far. Very easy 3-0. That game 2 was rough though. Opponent's deck seems like it grinds so well. The Pulse of Marasa is such nice tech for recurring the Grove of the Burn Willows, and it's like really good with Snapcaster Mage too. I'm not sure, Love Jane. It is much easier on the mana. I feel like obviously our opponent's deck had a Liliana, but it isn't just Bug though, Love Jane. They also have Grove of the Burn Willows, which pulls at the mana base a bit more, and that makes Fool a lot easier to cast because you can cast it with Grove. But I'm unsure. I'm unsure which is better. Opponent's 4-0. It's terrifying. Well, hand is really close to absurd. Alright, this is like fine. Kind of into it. Arid Mesa. I do have this True-Name I want to cast at some point, but I believe I'm meant to bottom this. Look for like a cantrip to pair with my Pyro. Delverino for Snow-Covered Island. I kind of just want to Chain Lightning this. And then cast Ponder. I feel like if I just cast Pyromancer, there's such a high chance it dies on the spot and gets me no value. If they want to Daze the Ponder, I don't really care very much. Unless they have like specifically a Wasteland to punish me afterwards. And I'm getting a Volk instead of a basic because I don't want to expose myself to having Wasteland cut me off of colors, because that would be really brutal. Alright, I think I'm into keeping these. I'm gonna go True-Name Mountain Force, draw the Force, so I can have Force up. And then next turn I get to play Pyromancer around a Daze with a Mountain, and the Mountain also insulates me against Wasteland. And the fact I have a replacement True-Name there means I don't mind exiling this True-Name to the Force of Will if I need to. Alright, they fire off a Ponder. So I can just play Pyro around a Daze. Which I kind of like. Or I could try and cast this True-Name, which seems ambitious. Odds that they've got a Dryad Arbor in there too. Oh my god, Prometheus. There are a lot of promos. This is... Oh, are they on mono blue Delva? I only just realized they've got two islands. They might just be on... Okay, they are on blue-white, so they have swords in their deck. Interesting. I could get a token here. I don't think it's worth it. I think I'd rather fight over trying to resolve a True-Name later with my Force. They do have hard cast Daze up now. Off the snow-covered islands. I think I'm just going to cast Light up the stage. The True-Name feels really important to me. Whereas I don't mind too much if they counter this. Free mana divination. Ah, could be worse. Kind of an attrition war right now. Positioning war. I'm slightly terrified that they might have Stoneforge Mystic in their deck. That card seems very hard for us to deal with. Stoneforge Mystic is just great in these mirrors. Dear God. How is this reasonable? Ha! This is great. This is just great. Good old hit my land drop and a threat off my divination. Managed to avoid hitting Force of Will. It is quite skillful. You're not wrong. Alright. God damn. If I force this and they Daze back, we're in such an awful position. Whereas if I let this resolve, I could cast a True-Name with Force backup. I get to dodge Daze, and the True-Name keeps the Batterskull at bay whilst my Pteramander kills them. I'm gonna let this resolve, because I think there's such a high chance they have a Daze in hand. And I think this plays really well against Daze. What the hell is happening? Things got weird. Things just got a little weird. They're about to go off with Fluster. Interesting. I mean, you do you, opponent. I guess we should attack first. Get in for our one. And then we can play our True-Name as the best blocker in the world. And then next turn we get to make a 5/5. Put them on a 4-turn clock in the air. Alright. They get to exile their force. It's kind of adorable. Choose you. Now our Terry is 4 mana to adapt. It's actually a 3-turn clock because the True-Name gets to attack on the final turn, which is really nice. Oh god. That's really good with Batterskull. No! Not Swords to Plowshares. Don't do this. Oh my god. Yeah. I think we're dead now. I don't think... We have to find basically a Pteramander to stand a chance, but even that feels like it might be too slow. The other option is I can Chain Lightning the Stoneforge and hope they never draw a 5th land. Maybe. Because if the Batterskull ever hits play, I believe I lose. Or if they can ever equip it to the True-Name, I believe I lose. This is the problem. We have to run so hot to fade for long enough. But I guess this could buy us some time. Problem is, if they're not drawing lands, they're drawing spells, which is the scary thing. But if we can like have a turn or two and then draw into a Daze for the Batterskull. Damn it. I'm trying my hardest here. Alright, I believe that is game over. They get to equip their True-Name now, and then we die. Oh no, we can Wasteland the Tundra, and then we actually need them to never draw a 5th land for the rest of the game from that point. So now the Batterskull's in, they can just like actually never draw a land again. I mean, I guess that's where we're at. We need to find a Pteramander basically this turn. So I block this, I take 6. Yeah, we're not winning this. They're gonna if they're not drawing lands, they're drawing spells, right? It's not clear that we can beat many spells from this point either. Abrades. Get in my deck right now. Pyroblast is fine. It kills Delvers too, I guess, and the Megas Elemental. Snapcaster seems very good. Yeah, Snapcaster value. Agree that seems great. Vapor Snag is quite good against the Batterskull, potentially. So I guess I probably want to keep that in. It's not a card I typically like in a Delver Mirror, but I can trim forces for sure. I actually made my Wasteland look really awkward that game by playing around it, so I could almost see trimming a Wasteland. Sounds absurd to me in a Delver Mirror, but they made it look so awkward. I almost buy into this idea. Wasteland is normally the single best card in Delver Mirrors, but yeah, we saw them exile a Flusterstorm to force a flop. Wasteland's normally the single best card in Delver Mirrors, except they have so many basics. I don't think that's actually the case. Alright, this hand is great. Very easy keep. Couple frets, a force. I want to save my fetches for the Delver, I guess. I'm very worried they might board in back to basics based on their mana base last game. I should actually be wary of that one. Wow, wastelanding me. I'm actually kind of okay with this. I get to untap my Delver on an empty board. This is great. Very into this. Flusterstorm is the title of your autobiography. Alright, untap. Hit you for free. Play a Pyromancer with force backup. And honestly, we're going to be pretty absurdly ahead after this. I'm actually just going to fetch basics. I don't really want to get wastelanded again, and I believe there's a decent chance they have back to basics in their deck. So, could potentially make casting the True-Name awkward, but there's like a pretty high chance we just want to pitch the True-Name to force anyway. Wow, just resolves. We just have 2 threats in play with force in hand and bolts. I think we're going to be going to game 3 soon. I don't like to call these things too early, but it feels like this is going pretty well. Alright. Drop a turn. Believe I'm just going to fire a bolt at the Delver. Fire for Fluster. Rude. I guess this is fine. I get to Brainstorm, make another token here. So I'm still pushing across for a lot of damage. So I guess I want to Brainstorm before attacking, otherwise they just get to snap off a trade. With me having one less token. Oh boy. This hand is pretty gross. So if I leave both light up the stages on top, I have double force up. I kind of want to have a Pteramander on top that I can light up the stage into, but maybe that's just overkill. Light into light. I mean, we need another red source to do that, J-Post, but that would be dreamy. Hey, they're hooked on Arclight Phoenix. I relate to your username. Arclight Phoenix is a hell of a card. True-Name Nemesis. It's not even clear that does anything. If I'm being completely honest. I guess I meant to force. I don't know. I kind of don't want to. Whatever. They've got Jitte in their deck, but we've got double force as well. So I'm not too concerned about a Jitte resolving. Alright, I believe I just want to hold open these forces, and then next turn I get to Chain Lightning them. It's a little awkward. We drew into a Chain Lightning for next turn though, so like, it's fine. 1 mana, draw a Chain Lightning next turn. It's not the most impressive card, but it's entirely okay. Alright. These don't have, like, Force plus Fluster. Sick. Game 3. I don't think I want to change anything. I was kind of happy with that setup. Boarding out a Wasteland against that deck kind of makes sense for them having so many basics. Pyroblast is typically quite good in these mirrors. But I feel like, I guess we care about true names, which makes them look a bit better. I was thinking they're like pretty bad with light up the stage. Oh, it's also possible I just want to trim a light up the stage in the mirror. Especially on the draw, it might be hard to like set this up in time, even if the card advantage is nice. Like, if you're hitting your opponent in the mirrors, you're probably in a decent position. Yeah, I'm just going to trim a couple light up the stages on the draw. Kind of makes sense to me. Yeah, it still kills like Delva and Elemental. But yeah, I just think hitting multiples of this card, if we have a really Wasteland heavy game, is going to potentially be awkward. I agree with that completely. That's definitely a motivator for trimming on them slightly. Alright. Let's try and get this game free. Ooh, this hand is nice. Alright. Can't fetch a basic island, unfortunately. Obviously still just going to run out of Terry here. Yep. Brutal. Stops me dazing. Oh wow. It's pretty good. I think I'm still just letting it resolve. We can always pitch the Terry to the Force if need be. It's definitely quite a good one. Oh my god, Dokamoy. They're ready for you. Pteramander is the best salamander drake ever printed. Truer words. Alright, they get to kill Terry on our end step. Ugh, missing a land drop is so brutal. Oh wow. This means we get to cast the other Terry. If they have another Wasteland, it's awful for us, but I don't think I can afford to sit here doing nothing. Like, I'm gonna have to fetch this up within, like, the next turn or so anyway, right? Yeah, I think the Snapcaster is Force Fuel. Because we don't have many lands to function with anyway. So I'm pretty happy firing off that Daze. I don't think we're meant to hold the land. I want to be able to force around a Daze. I think a Wasteland's going to be very hard to beat anyway. We also just have a bunch of 2-mana things we want to be able to cast if we draw a land. I think holding the land is pretty bad. But obviously when they have the Wasteland, it looks really, really awkward for us. For sure. Aww. Thanks to that anonymous gifter giving that sub to Hooked on Arclight Phoenix. Really appreciate you spreading that support. It means a ton. Spooky. Spooky indeed. Kinda great. Alright, I probably just have to counter this or else I'm gonna die in 3 turns. We're pitching Snappy or Daze? Probably, like, I'm never casting the Snapcaster. But I don't know that I'm ever casting this Daze either. This is a fun game of Magic. Yeah. I think, like, you can actually come back in these games. You could come back in these games back in the old Grixis Delver mirrors, even when you were this far behind. But, we are very bad at answering that deck's threats. Like, Batterskull, Jitte, and True-Name are all cards we just really struggle to answer. Which makes it a lot harder to come back. We do have this Abrade for the Batterskull though, which could potentially work, depending on what their hand looks like if we draw a red source here. Yep. You've been running Null Rod on the sideboard. Yeah, that's pretty good against Jitte. It's not, like, ideal against Batterskull. Alright, I might scoop in a moment. Because, this is looking like the tiniest bit grim. We'll see if we draw the land next turn. Deck is going to be a jerk and give it to us. Just to make us feel hope. Just to make us feel hope. Come on, opponent. What are you gonna do? Seem to be astronomically far ahead. Yep. Mm-hmm. Cool. Alright, that was a solid legacy-ing. Let's get this 4-1. End on a good note. I demand a 4-1. That has felt solid. I'm really unsure on these light up the stages. Pteramander has felt very good. Light up the stage, like, we've had a bunch of times when it's been absurd. And we've had a bunch of times where it's been, like, kind of clunky and awkward and hard to enable. And, like, it has these, like, weird deck building and sideboarding restrictions it applies to. Yeah, this is the list that top 16 the Open. One of the teams was playing it. So I think it was Kevin's. Kevin King or something. There's no friendly Legacy Leagues. There are not. I don't know that. I think they just haven't added friendly ones because they don't want to split the user base too much. Yeah, there's not enough players. Exactly, license. Like, you need more players in there to be able to, like, have the queue consistently fire for people. Alright, opponent is 2-0. Yep. Alright, this is decent. Lots of cantrips to dig for some threats. Got a Wasteland interaction. So we're looking for, like, threats. We're also looking for, like, another mana producing land in case they have a Wasteland of their own. This one is fine. I think I have to bottom it though so I can get more looks at threats and blue lands. Huh. I actually don't hate this. I can draw the Daze as some interaction. And then I've got the coloured land. And it's a fetch land, so it can pair with the Brainstorm potentially. I think I'm going to keep this. Seems decent. Yep. This is why you search for an extra land with your Ponder turn 1. Alright, alright. Resolves. Oh, sweet. That's pretty cool to know. What am I doing here? I could Ponder main phase. Dig for threats and lands again. You just get Island and Ponder. I think that's where I'm at. Make sure we can't get Wastelanded. We can figure out red mana later. This makes it like less of a priority to find another land. Although these are pretty decent. It's like a red source and a True-Name. We're using this Daze, we're not casting the True-Name for a while though. And like there's no fetch to pair with the Brainstorm. I almost want to shuffle this. There's also like the second island, which is not like a terribly good land for us. Because it doesn't give us red mana. And like double island just seems kind of awkward. I think I'm actually going to shuffle this. I think it's really close. I think it's like just about on the border of not quite good enough for me. I think if either of those lands are a fetch land, I would keep. Alright. So I probably just have to Daze this. So I cannot... I guess I have a lot of time to answer this. I do have a lot of time to answer it. It's just a 1-1. I have a bolt in hand. I actually kind of want to let this resolve. Daze is going to start looking awkward. There's still a fair while until that happens. We'll have a chance to cash it in. Dear God, I shuffled this island away. Alright. So I would really like to Wasteland them. I believe I can sit on this Brainstorm a little longer. Because they're not pressuring me that much. If they miss their land, it's obviously absurd for us. So it gives us a lot of time to get our hand sorted. Ooh, that is not a coloured land. Okay. I'm going to untap before doing anything. Alright, I believe I have to Brainstorm now. Get something going. Try and take advantage of the fact that they are stumbling. So we are Brainstorm locked, which is fine. And we're going to play the Pteramander. And hide the Volk, I guess. We're going to adapt our Pteramander really quickly here. We've got like 2 layers of protection for it. Like, we have 3 spells in our yard that we're going to untap and, like, bolt the Terry, potentially. Yeah, Snag might be better than Bolt here, I agree. Because then they end up discarding next turn anyway, and we get to save our land to help us adapt later. Although if they Wasteland our Volcanic, and then Daze hits everything, which is really appealing. Oh, Snag to save our Pteramander. That's interesting. I'm gonna bolt this. If they Wasteland my Volcanic, I'm actually kind of okay with that. Because it means Daze just hits everything. And we can pair the Vapor Snag with Force too this way. It's like kind of unfortunate we can't adapt for a little while, but okay. That is very good. They have 7 cards in hand, so them drawing a land puts us in a very bad position here. I think we're actually going to struggle to win now. Yeah. I think I have to Vapor Snag and I can replay it. And then I have Force to protect it one more time, and then I get to adapt it. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So if we can get this to a 5/5, it becomes very hard for them to actually kill. Currently we're going to have 5 spells in yard, so it's 3 mana to adapt. But if we have to Force to protect it, then suddenly it's just 2 mana to adapt. This is a tough position for our opponent. They have to really stop us getting this by 5. Yeah, say that resolve. Take 1 off the forked bolts. So we're drawing a lightning bolt next turn, which is not terribly exciting. One, two, three, four, 5. So if I cast Pteramander off the Volcanic and they go to bolt it, I can actually Daze the bolt and then adapt the Pteramander, which is kind of nice. Being able to just bolting them to put them to 15 is appealing though as well, because it makes Terry a free turn clock. And like they can waste us off this red mana real soon potentially. I'm gonna cast Terry off the island. I don't know if this is correct. We can still fling a bolt at their face to be able to adapt for 1 mana if we get in a counter fight. I think throwing a bolt at their face before they can like cut us off red mana is kind of appealing because it makes it a free turn clock. So that aspect of things is interesting to me. Do I want to Daze this? So if we bolt them and we get to untap, we can adapt anyway. So I think I'm just meant to let this resolve. Float and Daze. Oh, I think I just want to let this resolve, don't I? Keeps the Volk safe in hand, that is true. Like float a red mana, float a blue mana, Daze this, and then we get to adapt the Terry. And hope to draw a blue card for Force. Yeah, it is cute. It is certainly cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of like this. Yeah, they likely don't have an answer to it being adapted, I agree. What I really want to do, though, is bounce this. Weirdly. I'm gonna bolt them and bounce this, because even if they play a land to kill this is so tough. There's like so many little things going on here. So I can bolt them, bounce this island, but I think I'm just gonna let this resolve. Even though I'm trying to kill them, I think I still just want to maximize my resources rather than spewing things. Terry's gonna adapt next turn anyway, so... And we've got a means to protect Terry. I think I still just want to maximize my resources, even though I'm trying to go for the throat a little bit. Rather than spewing a Daze, just to adapt a tiny bit sooner and play around like niche scenarios. They did shuffle, yes. Which is quite okay with me. Right, I am gonna bolt now. Because I don't know when I'm next gonna have a chance to do this. Because of the Wasteland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna use the Volk so that we can counter a spell whilst not getting hit by Daze. This is like basically a True-Name Nemesis. How do you kill a 5/5? How does anyone kill a 5/5? They chose to not shuffle. Scary. Stargate's like kinda good, but then you just recast the Pteramander. So it's like kinda good, but also kinda not. Damn. So many threats. Oh, wow. Jeez. Sure. Do I want to cast this Delver? It lets them fight me with a Daze in their turn. I guess I don't, because this lets me have Force plus Daze. I don't know how likely that Daze is to be useful. This is the thing. I'm unsure. I'm unsure on this. It's like, if they go double bolt, Daze doesn't actually do anything in that scenario. Right, I almost want to force here. Yeah, I like the upside of having being Daze proof the most, I agree. It makes it a lot harder for them to fight through this force. Alright. Yep. Alright, I believe I meant to exile my Daze. Because Delver can still theoretically kill them even if everything goes awfully. Obviously Daze is not doing very much here at this point. They need to have a force to fight back. Oh, pay a mana. I guess they could have another Daze to fight back. Damn. Alright. Terry down. They're now dead to a bolt at any point though, so they kind of have to Wasteland me, and they don't have a clock. And they have to answer this Delver. There's like a lot of stuff they have to deal with. I think that's probably too cute spider space. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not big on that trade just because they're so far ahead in cards. But they have to answer every threat for the rest of the game, and they have to race us drawing red source plus bolt. So, doing all of that is non-trivial. Would like to reveal Lightning Bolt, please. So they have a sick. Whew. They had 4 cards at hand. Jeez. Alright. Pyroblast seems very good against Pteramander. I guess I want Abrades. Probably Electrickeries. This is so many kill spells. It's kind of absurd. Definitely want Snappy. I don't know that I'm bringing in all of these, but we'll think about it. Abrade is like a lot of mana for a Terminate. I think Vapor Snag is just worse than the Terminates we're bringing in. We definitely want to trim our forces. We can trim a Daze on the draw. What matchup did we lose? We lost to Blue-White Delver with Niv Magus Elemental. It was kind of wild. It's like a little bit wild. I don't know if I just want to take out all the forces. On the draw, that feels scary. I feel like I need to trim a couple lights up the stage. I think the card's fine here, but on the draw we might not have time to cast it. Yeah, I think the true names are quite castable here, I agree. Because of the basics. Like, but me almost wants to trim on Wastelands, because my opponent's going to have lots of basics too. But I think that's kind of nonsense based on how that game played out. Like, obviously Wasteland was absurd that game. I agree, monkeys. Blue-White Delver seems very good in mirrors. It definitely seemed that way when we played against it. I don't know if it's right. I'm going to try cutting all the forces. We could definitely die due to this, but it's too bad Lutz and Street Raver are number. That's adorable. Put some Mishra's Baubles in your deck. to fully maximize light up the stage. Have to do things for science occasionally. Yeah, exactly, Amy. I think on the play I just always brought out all my forces in Delver mirrors that don't involve the card Nimble Mongoose, but and Stifle. But it's mainly Stifle. Like, against the Stifle versions, you just need some number of forces to fight over that card. But with my opponent, like, all my opponent's threats are pretty answerable other than True-Name. We have Dazes and Pyroblasts to fight over True-Name, so I think we're probably fine. Alright, I'm just going to tell my opponent I'll be back in a sec. I really need to head to the bathroom. I return. I keep this hand. Can you imagine a world with Pteramander, Light Phoenix, and legal Gataxian Probe? That would be terrifying, yes. It's almost like there's a reason Gataxian Probe was banned. Oh my gosh. Alright. So this is the final game or two of this deck. And then we're going to put together a Yuriko deck. So Yuriko seems sweet. Don't know exactly what the Yuriko deck's going to be look like. All I've been told is I need to build a Yuriko deck. I'm kind of into just firing off this Ponder. Dig for a threat. It does sound like a fun deck. Yuriko seems delightful. They get a basic to play around my Wasteland. Seems smart. Sure, whatever. I'm not gonna miss this Ponder. Rather save my Daze for a threat. Alright, I guess we're doing a staring battle here. Yeah, I could play this Delva. I'm not sure it achieves very much. I'm just gonna pass the turn. The way this game is going, I'm really regretting boarding out any light up the stage. Oh, it's Mew. Mew has not turned her back on me. She just was feeling camera shy, shall we say. Alright, guess I just untap. You could cast the Delva here, I'm just not sure what that achieves. I could cast the Brainstorm. If they Pyroblast it, that's really rough though. This is such a weird game. I think I just want to pass the turn. I want to maybe Brainstorm on the end step. If they fight over it, we tie up some of their mana. Like, I'm scared of them resolving a True-Name. It's the other thing. Ooh. Interesting. Alright, I'm just gonna untap. They have started missing land drops in our control mirror. Strange world. I just don't think deploying a threat against the deck with 20 lightning bolts is actually going to achieve much here. Resolves. Alright. They have a Pyroblast for this, that's like a bit brutal, but the only card I really want to get rid of in my hand is the Wasteland, so my heart will go on. If they don't have a Pyroblast, clearly casting this is great. Awesome. These Wastelands, because apparently that's not what this game is about. We can Electrickery that Delva. There's like some temptation to save the Electrickery for a Pyromancer. I think this is fine. Oh, I didn't shuffle. I didn't shuffle. Oh wait, I did shuffle. I'm stupid. Long day. Okay, so we get to Delva. We get to hold open Pyroblast for True-Name. The Delva's probably just going to eat a bolt, but we have to start casting threats at some point. It's not the end of the world. These games are so weird. The Grixis Delta mirrors are really interesting as post-board because your answers really misaligned with their threats. So like trying to line up your answer to deal with their threat in the appropriate way was actually challenging. Whereas like this just feels like everything kills everything. And there's not much way to get ahead once you've reached like the point where both people just have a bunch of basics in play. I kind of want to let this resolve. Weirdly. So I really want to save this for a true name. Or a Pteramander. I guess this is just going to dig towards those cards though. Also kind of don't want to run into a Spell Pierce at this exact moment. Whatever. This is probably fine. Not with the Pyroblast anyway. Pyroblast is too valuable to get Spell Pierced. They chose to not shuffle. Yeah, these Dazes are certainly looking like something. I think I might employ a more extreme sideboard plan. I wasn't expecting these games to be quite like this post-board. I'm not casting the Pteramander until my graveyard's a bit more full. So I'd like to be able to adapt it immediately in response to removal. True-Name Nemesis. Okay. Yep. I mean, I guess we need to play this out to help fight through Dazes and nonsense. This is so weird. Yes, I'm boarding back in those other two copies of Light Up the Stage too. Just as like awkward 2-for-1s in these stalemates. That one's interesting, because that can make tokens in response to removal spells, potentially. I think I still don't play it quite yet. I don't see any reason to play it. Can't wait for someone to blink. It's going to be a strange moment. God damn. Right, this is maybe the punish for not doing anything with this Pyromancer. Because now I have less mana when I deploy it. Okay. I have one Volcanic left in my deck. Yep. Yep. Huh. We'll run out this Pyromancer, I guess, so I don't have to discard. Spell Snare. Sure. One, two, three, four. They have 4 spells in the yard for Pteramander. So Pteramander's starting to look pretty scary from their side. That is a thing I can kill, sure. I guess they get to copy my Chain Lightning. Adorable. Ooh. That is certainly a piece of candy if they blink too much. Alright. I don't think we can go for this quite yet. This came across your Twitter feed today and seems extremely relevant to today's stream. Aw, when you adapt to Pteramander, it should evolve into Pteramelion. That's incredible. It's one of the most adorable things I've ever seen. Opponent getting that chain lightning value, yep. Gotta get in your points somewhere. 5/5 could be considered a Terrazard. Oh, that's great. Wow, these Dazes. Yeah, that's not a beatable magic card. I feel really dead, chat. They cast a Pteramander. We don't have a lightning bolt. This play feels a bit weird, doesn't it? Just play into us having a bolt. It's kind of strange to me. Anyway. Obviously have to deal with this. Wow, we drew the island. I suck. I considered fetching for it, but I also want to save my fetch land for a Brainstorm. Wow, I'm so bad. So punished. Play True-Name, yeah. Does True-Name resolves? It's, not bad for us, shall we say. Obviously, they could have a True-Name of their own. And then we're at in some weird sort of stalemate where we're both just like hoping to erase the other True-Name, but this also gets like heckin' tons of spells into the yard for my Pteramander, which is nice. So Pteramander will just be a 5/5 next turn. Oh, I could just pay the mana for that. I'm really silly. I don't know why we didn't do that. That was obviously incorrect. Yeah, I just want to pay a mana for this, right? It's fine, it worked out, it worked out. It's the old counter there spell pierce with your, like, counterspell. Technology. Wow, how many Dazes do they have? Is this the Pyroblast, finally? Cool. Okay. Well then, say go. Please don't have your own True-Name. If they have their own True-Name, this gets really interesting. Pteramander. Yeah. It's pretty good too. Ooh. Can all have Pteramanders. Sounds weird. I kind of want to chain lightning their face. Because then I can daze the copy if they try to copy it. And that lets me adapt my Pteramander around a bolt. Seems like a good opportunity to try and resolve this without taking damage. Yeah, we're fine. Clock is a concern, but... This means we get our 5-5 to block their 5-5 with. We need to dodge Red Blast now. Red Blast would be problematic, but... I think that's a good opportunity for us to resolve that Chain Lightning without taking damage from it, since they're just always going to have mana open after this point. While I'm holding on to my Pteramanders, I want to make sure they don't get Lightning Bolted. Like, there's just no reason to expose them to Lightning Bolt against our opponent's deck. And once they become 5-5s, they're really hard to kill, because they only get killed by Pyroblast then. So, making sure they become 5-5s is pretty powerful. I think I play both? I don't know, if I adapt and get a Bolt out of their hand, that's kind of fine at this point, right? Because we still just have them on a 2-turn clock. If they don't have the Bolt here, they just lose to my 5-5. Awesome. So they need a Pyroblast to begin with. They can't block True-Name. Squirmet, True-Name has protection from them. True-Name cannot block True-Name. Nice 4-1. 4-1 is pretty decent. This deck is nice. There were no blue sources left to fetch. That is correct, Brosator. This deck is so nice. License to Pill. Thank you for becoming a Knight of Autumn. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate the support. Everyone get some love in chat for our new Knight. Aw, thanks, Bill. Thanks, Selene. Thanks, License. Appreciate you all. So, this card was absurd. This card was legitimately amazing. It's, like, obviously worse in the early game than Delver, but once you get to the late game, it just... You top deck a threat and your opponent dies in 2 turns, you know? It's so strong. I think this should just see a ton of play in Delver decks now. Light Up the Stage, I'm less convinced by. When it was good, like, the games when it was good, it was incredible. Like, the times when you, like, blind cast it and you hit, like, land threats, or even, like, land and a cantrip to cast next turn, or a cantrip and a bolt or something, it's incredible. The times when it, like, hits a counterspell can sometimes be a bit more awkward, because it's not always the easiest to get value out of that. The real awkward thing about the card was there's not that many ways to enable it if you're behind. So, if you don't have a board presence, you have to, like, you know, bolt your opponent to cast Light Up the Stage. Which is not for 1 mana, which is not very exciting all the time, because you might want to hold on to your bolts. And, like, this gets even more awkward because of the islands you want to run in your mana base, and potentially have to fetch a lot. Make that sort of, like, bolt into Light Up the Stage play even harder. Could see a world in which you could play something like Monastery Swift Spear to enable Light Up the Stage. I could see Light Up the Stage going better in a deck like Blue-Red Prowess, because in Blue-Red Prowess, you're always looking to be ahead. Whereas this Delver deck, like, it's looking to be ahead, but if it falls behind, it can still, like, answer a couple threats and land a threat and get back in the game. Whereas the Prowess deck is all in on just getting its opponent dead. That might make Light Up the Stage better there. I think it's interesting here. I'm not convinced it's good enough, but Pteramander was really impressive. Would Charter Course work in the Light Up the Stage slot? I think Charter Course has been underexplored in Legacy in general. I think that card is quite reasonable. Yeah, it's like a 1 or 2 of, exactly. Could we consider Forked Bolts? Forked Bolts are fine. They are nice with Light Up the Stage. The fact that you can go, like, kill your 1/1, hit you for 1, cast Light Up the Stage, that's quite powerful. I don't know, I've generally found Forked Bolt, like, a bit weaker than the alternatives. Like, doing an extra damage, doing a damage less than Chain Lightning matters a lot when you're trying to get people dead. And against a deck like Death and Taxes, the dream of killing 2 Flickerwisps with it is insane. But the fact it's, like, not an instant like something like Burst Lightning is, so can't kill, like, a Vild in Mother of Runes, but also deals, like, less damage to their face once they already have a Mother of Runes active and you're racing them. That can be pretty awkward sometimes. So I don't know. I think Voltbolt's fine. I tend not to play it if I can avoid it. Anyway, we're going to build a Yuriko deck now for our next league. Because Love Jane really wanted me to build a Yuriko deck. Sent in a donation to encourage me to do so.